Welcome back to another episode of Cappuccino Chat. This time we're going to finish up our series on video marketing and why you should use it in your business. All right, this time this is going to be the end of our series on video marketing and why you should use that in your business. And we're going to go over kind of the leftover pieces, if you will. So there's some very important pieces, and then there's some miscellaneous pieces. First of all, the most important piece is how do we get your camera that you're recording all this on into your computer for you? So Sony, a lot of the Sony cameras are now offering that via their software. So you can just plug in via USB. Something to consider on this though is those are going to come through at a lower resolution and not as much color and vibrance and things of that nature. Canon is also offering it on some of their cameras, so you can check on that. So that is an easy way to at least get going. But if you want to record at the higher level, you're going to need a capture device of some kind. So I'm going to show you the one I would recommend if you have a single camera. And I'm going to flip over to the other screen now to show that to you. Okay, so here is the device I would mention to you, and it's by Elgato. So if you go to elgato.com, you will see it. And it is under Capture and then the Camlink 4K. And this is the device. This is just like a little USB stick. Okay, so you're going to plug it into your USB 3.0 port, and then you're going to plug the HDMI cable from the output of your camera into this. And that's basically going to turn your DSLR camera or whatever camera you're using with the HDMI out into a webcam or a source that your computer will see. So this is what will allow that to happen. Now, what I am using is a similar device, but the device I am using is by Blackmagic. They now have 3 of these little guys. I'm using the A10 Mini Pro. And what this does is this allows me to have 4 different inputs to that same single output, if you will. So I can switch back and forth between multiple views. These can be cameras, these can be screen shares like what we have going on right now. This is actually an output that you're seeing from my computer, basically like a third monitor, if you will, into the device. Previously, I showed attaching my iPhone to it, so you can use your iPhone with some software to become another camera for you, or an iPad. So again, this will allow you to switch back and forth between different sources if you need to. So you're going to need something, either the built-in software like from Sony and Canon, or the Elgato Camlink is like the most popular, and it's not all that expensive. Let's see, shop now. So yeah, it's 130 bucks. Sometimes you can find them on sale for a little bit less. You can even get them at Best Buy, Walmart, I think sells these, or of course, everyone's favorite, Amazon. So you can also get the A10 Mini from Amazon, other sources like B&H Video, and some others. So these are the ones that I would recommend. Now, in addition to these capture devices, there's some just miscellaneous stuff you're going to need. Like you might need some light stands, or you may need some boom arms for your mic. You're going to need some different various cables depending on how you're hooking stuff. So just keep that in mind as you're going through and picking all your different pieces from this series, from the camera to the microphone to the different lighting. There's probably going to be a couple little things in there you want to do. Now, something that I have learned, and let me switch back to the camera so you can see me. So something that I have learned is don't necessarily cheap out on some of this stuff. Some of the light stands, some of your boom arms, don't get the most expensive thing, because you definitely don't need that. But think about your area a little bit. So are you going to be setting it up every time and then tearing it down? Is it something that you can leave set up? There's a lot of different ways of doing things. You can permanently attach things to your walls, ceilings, if you have the ability. I have a drop ceiling here in my office, so unfortunately I can't do it easily, otherwise I would. But they make some posts that you can use with pressure to go from floor to ceiling, and then you can attach various things to it. As you've also seen in previous videos with me, I've got different monitor stands that allow me to attach different things to, like my camera arm, my lights, and things of that nature. So we have all these things available. So just think about those little things that you might be needing along the way. And don't cheap out. Don't buy the most expensive unless, that's exactly what you want and you're putting together a professional studio, long-term, long-lasting, then by all means do. But otherwise, you don't necessarily want to go with the cheap light stands that come with the lights necessarily. Or if you do get them as part of a kit, just understand that over time, you're probably going to have to replace those parts and pieces just to get stuff going for you that actually lasts and works. So last but not least, the last little bit of this is, what software are you going to use to create all these videos? So initially, I started with Final Cut Pro, which I have to purchase from Apple. But I didn't, and that's just because I thought that that's where I was going. That was the way to do it. So that's how I got started. It was very easy for me. I picked up on it. Basically, it's an advanced version of iMovie that comes with the Macs. So if you have an Apple device that you're recording to, you can start with iMovie for sure. Another option, if you want to pay for it, is Final Cut Pro, like what I went through. Very easy to understand and learn. If you keep your video flow pretty simple, like I have up to this point, it's very easy to edit in pretty much anything. If you're doing a lot of transitions and cutting and splicing multiple videos together, you're going to want to get into some more advanced software. So I'm going to show you what I would really recommend, because it's both free and they have a paid version. So let me switch over to my screen again so I can show you. So here we are on the page for DaVinci Resolve, and they're now up to 17. So this software, the paid for version, came for free with my camera. So I got a free copy of the full version, but you can do pretty much everything you need to do, especially for basic videos and things of that nature, with the free version. They offer a full-on free version. And as you can see, I'm going to scroll down here. I mean, you've got your color wheel, so you can do color correction, different stuff here. You can definitely crop through. You see your audio, your video, you can splice things. A lot of movies use the DaVinci Resolve software. So again, it's very capable, but it's also capable of just giving you that basic edit where you can bring things in and out, adjust your audio and things of that nature. So don't be afraid of it. So if I was to get started again with this, because they offer it for free, I would have started with DaVinci Resolve, the free version. DaVinci Resolve also works on both Apple and Windows machines. So depending on where you're doing your editing, you can have that same interface, same feel, same look, everything between Apple and your PC. So I would highly recommend going with this. So that does it for this series on why you should be doing video marketing for your business. Going forward, if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to me.